and welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright, want to get to this fight video, talk about that Devin, Haney, and Lomachenko fight, man. Touch on another fight that happened over the weekend, get to fights that's going to happen this upcoming weekend, and touch on a couple other topics if we have time. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, first fight card I want to talk about was that, it was the Zone card. Zone, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, all those guys in this case. It was a 10-round contest at junior welterweight. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. No, it was Katie Taylor versus Chantelle Cameron. Katie Taylor was 22-0, 6 KOs. Chantelle Cameron was 18-0 with 8 KOs. Katie Taylor was undisputed at 135. Chantelle Cameron was undisputed at 140. So it was the battle of undisputed champions, man. Man, this was a good fight. It was a back and forth contest. Chantelle Cameron not taking a step back, marching forward, and Katie Taylor, she was doing the same shit. Basically, man, she was on her back foot more than Chantelle, but she was marching forward too. And if I didn't state it, it was a hometown fight for Katie Taylor, so she had a lot of, pressure and a lot of people, shit to not let down. So, but yeah, man, it was a good fight. Like I said, no fighter giving an inch. And, yeah, man, Chantelle Cameron just pulling it out. One judge had a scorecard 95, a draw. That's how close the fight was, and the other two judges had it 96-94 for your winner, Chantelle Cameron. I don't think she challenged. She went down in weight. The fight was at 140, so she didn't go down that weight. If she would have went down, she could have got Katie Taylor belts, but since she was, at her weight class, she remains and still the undisputed champion at 140 pounds. Good job, Chantelle Cameron, retaining her belts and putting Katie Taylor's first loss on her, man. Good job, both girls. Like I said, great job, Chantelle Cameron. I feel like Katie Taylor, she's 36 years old. And Chantelle Cameron, she's about, I think she's in her 20s still, late 20s. So I feel like, what Bill Haney said, one star is setting and another one is rising. So yeah, man. I feel like the sky's the limit for Chantelle Cameron. She just beat Jessica McCaskill, the undisputed champ, at 147. Now, this fight, she just beat the undisputed champ at 135. So she's beating undisputed champs like they're nothing. So Chantelle Cameron, man, sky's the limit. Good job getting that win. All right, that's it for the fight cards. Well, that ain't it for the fight card. That's it for that. That's it for that card. That's all I'm gonna talk about. You know how the Zone cards be. They're not the best, so I'm gonna move on. They had other fights on the card, of course, but the main event was the only one worth talking about. So let's get into the next fight card I want to talk about. It was the ESPN Plus card. ESPN Plus Bob Arum most of the time, and in this case, it is Bob Arum, top rank. All those guys. Let's get into it. It was Devin, Haney, Lomachenko card. It was in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, let's get into it. The first fight I want to talk about on the card was Emiliano Vargas. He faced Rafael Jazzles, some shit. But Emiliano Vargas got the second round KO win over his opponent, making his record now 5-0 with 4 KOs. Yeah, man, it was a spectacular body shot from Emiliano Vargas. Hard as hell, continuing his winning ways. Putting on for the Vargas name, putting on for his dad, putting on for his brothers, putting on for all of the Vargases, man. Good job, Emiliano, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on card, it was 8-round contest at bantamweight. Bantamweight is 122 pounds with super bantamweight, excuse me. Super bantamweight is 122 pounds. If you did know, it was Floyd Diaz versus Luis Fernando. Floyd Diaz scored a unanimous decision win over Luis Fernando. Two judges had it 80-72, and a third judge had it 79-73. Off your winner, Floyd Diaz, man, getting that win. If I didn't state, Emiliano is 19 years old. Floyd Diaz is also 19 years old. So they're both young men, man. So I'm happy to see both of them keeping their winning ways going, and securing their future, man. All right. I really like, before I move on, I want to, touch on Floyd a little bit. I really like Floyd Diaz a lot. He doesn't have a lot of power, but I like him, man. He's a solid boxer. We need more of those in boxing. He's not going to wow you, but he will, show you his skills. So I really like Floyd Diaz, man. All right, let's talk about the next fight I want to talk about. It was Abdullah Mason versus Desmond Lyons. Abdullah Mason scored a 6-round TKO win versus Desmond Lyons. It was a 6-round contest. Advancing his record to 8-0 with 7 KOs. Abdullah Mason, that is. Like I said, Abdullah Mason, he's 19 years old. He's securing his future, man. And, yeah, man, he's a dog at the weight. I really, really like Abdullah Mason. I feel like the sky's the limit for Abdullah Mason, man. He has every tool in his toolbox, and he's not afraid to pull them out and use them. That's what he did against Lyons, man, getting that KO. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card, it was a 6-round contest. It was Amari Jones versus Pacino Hill. Amari Jones was 8-0 with 7 KOs. He is 21 years of age. He's, like I said, he scored a 6-round TKO. I didn't say it, but he scored a 6-round TKO win over Pacino Hill, who has been getting beat up a lot lately, yeah. Amari Jones, he's actually from Oakland, California, where I'm from, but I hadn't seen much of him. I actually didn't get to see this fight either, man, but I'm happy he got that 6-round TKO win, and put on for Oakland, put on for Devin and them, and continue his winning ways. Hold on. All right. Good job, Amari Jones, getting that win. Next fight I want to talk about on the card, it was Junto Nakatani versus Andrew Maloney. Junto Nakatani was 24-0, 19 KOs. Andrew Maloney was 25-2. The Junto Nakatani actually scored a 12-round KO win over Andrew Maloney after Andrew Maloney was trying to become champ after his brother did it last week, Jason Maloney, man, in this championship fight, but he wasn't able to after not, like I said, Nakatani put him to sleep in front of all them people, man. Freaking Nakatani was kind of beating up Maloney all fight, man. I know he was trying to become champ like his brother, but his brother had an easier opponent. Who was it? I think, Vincent Astrolabio. Nakatani was, what they said during the broadcast, 3 Astrolabios. I wouldn't argue with that. He was for sure at least 2 Astrolabios. And he was showing it, man. He was beating the hell out of Maloney all night, man. Maloney, he was showing heart, man. He had his moments. But he just couldn't overcome Nakatani. Like I said, I didn't say it, Nakatani, he was the champ at flyweight, man. So he came up and did the same thing, man. Super flyweight, became champ, man, with a spectacular knockout, man. A spectacular knockout. You got to see it, people. He set him up, man. He was looking for that punch the whole 12th round, letting Maloney think that he was doing something, hitting him with a little bit of leather, and he wound that motherfucker up, man, and put it on him and put him out of there, giving him the 12th round KO win for Andrew Maloney and making him the new champion, man. WBO super flyweight champion, that is. Good job, Junto Nakatani, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It was a 8-round contest. It was Nico Ali Walsh versus Danny Rosenberg. Nico Ali Walsh was 8-0 with 5 KOs. Danny Rosenberg was 13-9 for draws. Yeah, man, Rosenberg must have a way of getting draws because he had another one that, Saturday night versus Nico Ali Walsh. Yeah, man, they fought to a draw. One judge had to fight 75-77 for Walsh. Another judge had to fight 77-75 for Rosenberg. And the final judge had it 76-76. Tie fight, making the fight a draw. So, like I said, Rosenberg has a way of fighting to draws, and this fight was no exception, man. He fought to a draw with Nico Ali Walsh. I feel like it was really Nico Ali Walsh's fault, man. And like I said, man, he's not the most skilled. He hasn't ever been the most skilled, in this fight, well, he has been getting better his last few fights, but this fight, he, kind of regressed in my opinion. Anytime you fight to a draw with a guy who's already lost 9 times, I feel like that's a problem. And he needs to get better, man. He needs to get better. Boxing is not going to have these training wheels on you forever, man. Bob, man, will put you in there with a killer, man. And he will get, put you to sleep in front of all them people, man. I think he's trying to, put on for you since you are Muhammad Ali's grandson, but you're going to have to start stepping it up, man. You're going to have to redeem yourself against Rosenberg, get that win if you can, because I don't believe Bob's going to let you move on until you do. But it is what it is. It was what it was. Good job, both fighters. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It was a 10-round contest. At lightweight was 135 pounds. If you didn't know, it was Raymond Mortala versus Jeremiah Nakatilia. Raymond Mortala was 17-0 with 14 KOs. Jeremiah Nakatilia was 23-2 with 19 KOs. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking forward to this fight. Before the fight, I was thinking like, man, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I was even telling my, a friend of mine, like, it's going to be a hell of a fight. Look forward to it. It's a sleeper fight. Raymond Mortala is a, amazing young prospect. He has amazing skills. And Jeremiah Nakatilia, he's a power puncher. I seen him in there. Well, I seen Shakur Stevenson in there, basically not trying to engage with him and, box the hell out of him and not trying to engage at all. So that's how I knew he had some power, he was packing some power in his punch, so I was looking forward to this fight. But, yeah, and before I move on, Nakatilia just beat the hell out of Bert Choate, who was a champion at 130 for a long time, and he just disposed of him like he was nothing. So, yeah, I was looking forward to it. But, Mortala, man, Mortala made it look easy, staying composed. He was composed and they're super focused from the first round, man. Yeah, he made it look easy. Nakatilia was coming in trying to pressure him. He wasn't fazed by the pressure. He would counter punch. He would go to the body. He would use his legs. He was doing everything he had to do, to win this fight. And in the second round, he came out, and was doing the same until Nakatilia got overly aggressive, and he seen his opening, went for it, put Nakatilia away, man, in tremendous fashion. Freaking, he's a killer, man. As soon as Nakatilia showed any kind of, he was hurt, he did like a little stumble back, and Mortala attacked immediately, freaking getting Nakatilia out of there, scoring a second round TKO win over Nakatilia, giving him that win. Good job, Raymond Mortala, man. Like I said, I didn't think it was gonna be that easy for him. I thought it was gonna be let me tell you how hard I thought it was gonna be. In my pre-fight video, I scored an upset for Jeremiah Nakatilia. That's what I thought it was gonna be. But he proved me the hell wrong, man. He said, upset, what? and put the pause on that guy. And yeah, man, made a mark. You see what Shakur Stevenson had to go 12 with him. And you seen what he did to Burchell. So he made a statement, man. After the fight, he said he wanted the winner of Lomachenko, Devin Haney. And from what Devin Haney showed me in the main event, shit, he might beat him. You know, Merrick Tyler might beat any, 135, any 135 pounder, in my opinion. He's a hell of a fighter. He's a contender at the weight, He will be champion. All right, good job, Raymond Tyler, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card, it was Oscar Valdez versus Adam Blue Nose Lopez. Oscar Valdez was 31-1, 23 KOs. Adam Blue Nose Lopez was 16-4. This fight was 12-round contest at 130 pounds, a super featherweight. Did no. It's a pretty good fight. With Adam Lopez, coming out on the losing end. Sorry about that. Oscar Valdez coming out on top. Like I said, it was a pretty close fight, but not close enough, man. Oscar Valdez got that win and got back to his winning ways. And, yeah, man, good job, Oscar Valdez. I'm looking forward to him doing more at the 130-pound, division. Now that he's back to his winning ways, I feel like he's going to be champ again, man. The 130-pound division is wide open. I'm looking forward to him doing some shit there. And I'm looking forward to Lomachenko moving back down and doing some shit there, too. So, yeah, man, hopefully they make 130 more exciting. But nonetheless, good job, Oscar Valdez, getting that win. All right, let's get to the main event, man. The reason why y'all all here, the reason why I, tuned into the, the broadcast Saturday night. The reason a lot of people tuned into the broadcast Saturday night. Main event, man. Vasily Lomachenko versus Devin the Dream Haney, the undisputed champion, man. Vasily Lomachenko was 17-2 with 11 KOs. He is 35 years of age. Devin the Dream Haney was 29-0, 15 KOs. He is 24 years of age. I didn't score this fight round by round initially. I just watched it. I was like, man, I ain't finna score it. I don't want to take, I want to just sit down and watch this fight. And that's what I did, man. And when I sat down and watched it, I felt like Devin was, doing good in the beginning. But I felt like Loma started coming on like second half-ish and started beating the hell out of Dev. I felt like his hair was bouncing every which way. All I seen was blonde hair bouncing, and I feel like Dev didn't do a good enough job of keeping Loma on the end of his jab and stand on that back foot, man. I feel like he let Loma get inside too much and, and do too much work inside, and have too many moments. That was just my opinion. I feel like Loma was having too many moments, He was fighting in spurts, but when he did, spurt out on that ass, he was spurting. And I feel like Dev's high moments wasn't as good as Loma's high moments. So I was giving majority of the rounds in the second half of the fight. All of the fight to Lomachenko. I had it before I scored the fight, because I did go back and watch the fight a second time because a lot of people were saying, oh, man, no, Dev didn't. So I went back and scored it a second time, which I'm going to go through with y'all. But, yeah, man, I had the fight initially 7-5, Loma, and if you want to, it could have been 8-4 Loma. A lot of people saying, oh, if you scored at 8-4, you don't. I heard Tim Bradley, if you scored the fight 8-4, you don't know boxing. Shut the fuck up. I had to fight, nigga, 7-5, 8-4 for Loma, and I heard a lot of other people who had to fight the same way, man. But like I said, I went back and watched the fight just so I can, be fair and be even. I am from Oakland, like Dev, man, so I don't want to keep harping on him and giving him a hard time, man, but it is what it is. All right, but yeah, let's get into the fight. First round, like I said, I went back and scored it since people was talking. First round, Loma closed the distance finding his range early. But Dev used his jab pretty well. So I gave the first round to Dev. Second round, Haney started going to Loma's body. Landed some significant body shots, which he did the whole fight. While a lot of people said he won the fight. So I gave round 2 to Devin Haney. Round 3, Loma started getting inside. Landed some nice shots. And he landed a nice uppercut that round that, had Dev hair everywhere. So I gave round 3 to Lomachenko. Round 4, Lomachenko footwork and counterpunching stole the show. So I gave round 4 to Lomachenko. Round 5, Devin Haney won that round with his body work and his jabbing again because he got back to what, he was doing effective, and he won that round. So round 5, I gave to Dev. Round 6, it was another Haney round. More boxing from Haney. So I gave round 6 to Haney. He was standing on the outside as well. Round 7, Loma was catching Haney with more counter punches. So I gave round 7 to Loma. Round 8 was a nice close round, man. Both fighters doing some good work. That was a swing round. It was a few swing rounds in the fight. And I gave it to Haney. Since a lot of people were saying, oh, you going for Loma. All right, I'm going to get the swing round to Haney. First swing round go to Haney. All right, where was I at? Round 9. All right, Loma was landing some nice, effective, speedy combinations round 9. Starting to look like Loma. So I gave round 9 to Loma. Round 10 might have been Loma's best round of the fight, man. Loma hurt Haney that round. So I gave round 10 to Loma. All right, and round 11, Loma was manhandling Haney, in my opinion, beating him up. So I gave round 11 to Loma as well. And round 12, I feel like Haney did good that round, but I feel like Loma did good that round. A lot of people were saying Haney won it definitively, but I didn't see that. I seen both fighters doing it well the 12th round, so I made round 12. I say that's a toss-up round 2. But you know what? Since y'all want to say, you know what? I ain't going to keep doing that, though. Fuck what y'all said. I gave first toss-up round to Haney, second toss-up round going to Loma. So I gave this round to Loma too. All right? That's 7-5 for Loma. And even if y'all get that 12th round, that final toss-up round to Haney, 7-6 Loma. So I don't want to hear that. I mean, it's a draw. Sorry about that. If you get a last round to Haney, it's a draw. So anything less than a draw was some bullshit to me. I feel like it really should have been 7-5 Loma. But yeah, let's get to the scorecards. One judge had to fight 116 to 112 for Haney. The last 2 judges had to fight 115 to 113 for Haney. I feel like that could have been, because it's boxing, man. The scoring system is flawed. 10 or 9. What the fuck? But that's what we've been given. But so it could have been 115, 113 Haney, 7-5 Haney, 7-5 Loma. I'm not gonna argue with any one of those. But 116 and 112, that's way too big, for Haney. That's a robbery right there. But I'll say Haney, I ain't gonna call it a robbery, but it was some bullshit scoring. I feel like Loma should have won, or it should have been a draw, period. Or if Haney did win, he won by them 2 points, but not by 4. But nonetheless, Haney did get that win, making him and still the undisputed champion of the world, man. So it is what it is, and it was what it was. Good job, Devin Haney, getting that win, man. Lomachenko, he was in tears after this fight, man. I really, I do know where he go after this fight. I feel like go back to 130 or 126. You'll dominate them the little weight divisions. I feel like if you want to be undisputed so bad, go be undisputed at 130. You can do it. You can do that, man. 130 is wide. Well, I ain't gonna say that. It's Navarrete still at 130. I think he is. Navarrete, it's wide open though. You got Valdez, Lomachenko. They can all have a belt, you know, and then they can all fight each other, you know, to see who's really the champion at 130 and make 130 an exciting weight class. So I feel like Lomachenko needs to do that. Move back down, become undisputed. You can still do it there. I feel like what's next for Devin Haney? I feel like Dev, you know, he needs to move to 140. A lot of people saying that, well, he's saying that he'll stay to fight Shakur and stay to fight Javante. But I don't feel like, you know, you should fight. What's the risk to fight Shakur? Shakur's going to stay undefeated. You know, that's my nigga. I put Buddy on the Shakur going to stay undefeated. So you can fight Shakur at 140. You can fight Shakur at 147. It's no rush, man. I feel like it'll be the biggest money fight at 147. So I feel like that's where y'all should do it, you know, and get that money. But I don't know, man. Dev might not stay undefeated. Because Dev, you showed me a lot of, you've been showing me a lot of flaws. That's why a lot of people be like, oh, man, you hating on Dev. You from Oakland. You supposed to be this big Dev. You saying Shakur going to beat Dev and all that. Man, I'm going to tell the truth, man. I ain't going to lie. I feel like Dev, he has a lot of flaws, man. He's very, he has a wide stance, so he really can't move, you know, side to side like that. He could just move backwards. He take, you know, and frontwards. He can move in and out, but he's not very, you know, laterally. He's not very good laterally. And he, after he punches, he puts his head back on the line. You know, and he's not really, he don't give you too many different levels. You know, I think he thinks his defense is better than it is. He has his hands down too much, and he's not quick enough. He's not Shakur Stevenson, you know, quick, you know, to have his hands down like that. And Shakur doesn't even have his hands down like that. You know, that's why he gets hit so much. And I just feel like his offense is not good enough, i.e. Javante Davis, you know, to make up for his lack of defense. And I feel like he thinks his defense is better than it is. I think he needs a lot of work, man. I feel like he's gonna lose at 140, man. I feel like he might lose at 140. There's some dogs at 140. You got your Tio. I feel like Tio will beat him. You got your Teofimo Lopez. You got your Josh Taylors. You got your Jose Ramirez's. You got your Regis Prograis. You got your Gary Antoine Russells, man. There's some dogs at 140, man. And I feel like Dev just don't have enough power to keep them dogs at, you know, off of him. You know, so he keeps yelling this, move up to 140, move up to 140. You might have your best, you know, years at 135, man. You might be down here at 140, man. So, I don't know. But, nonetheless, man, good job, Devin Haney, getting that win versus Lomachenko. Even if I don't, you know, I feel like it wasn't really what it was, you know, supposed to be. But you did get it on paper, so good job getting that win. All right. That's it for the fights that happened over the weekend. Let's talk about the fights that's going to happen this upcoming weekend. It's a couple, or a few. Let's get right into it. First fight card I want to talk about is going to happen Saturday, March 27th. In Manchester, England. It's the DAZN cards. Title fight is going to come on at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All the fights I'm going to talk about is coming on at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's no, you know, nighttime fights for us to watch next weekend, man. All overseas fights, all coming on daytime. All right, it's 12-round contest. Featherweight. Featherweight is 126 pounds. It's Mauricio Lore versus Lee Wood. Mauricio Lore is 26-2, 1 draw, 19 KOs, 25 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'7" with a 67-inch reach from Mexico. I don't know if I stated the fight is a 12-round contest at featherweight. Featherweight is 126 pounds, and this is for the WBA 126-pound belt. All right, let's get back into it. All right, Mauricio Lore, his last fight, he beat Lee Wood, man. To become champ via 7th-round TKO win, you know. So, he trying to see if he can beat Lee Wood again this fight. Let's get into it. Lee Wood. Lee Wood is 26-3, 16 KOs, 34 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. He's from the UK, and as I said, his last fight, he lost to Mauricio Lore when Mauricio Lore was 25-2 at 1 draw. Yes, rematch time, man. Let's see if he can make up for it and get that win, which I feel like he should not be able to do, man. Sorry about that. I feel like Mauricio Lore just got a little bit too much, man, for him, which he proved, last fight. I feel like he's going to prove it this fight and get that win, man, and remain champion. Quick prediction, I say, what he knocked him out, what was it, last 7th round? I feel like this time, you know him now. 5th round KO win from Mauricio Lore, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about is going to transpire Saturday, May 27th in England as well. This is a title fight as well. It's going to come on at, this one's at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So, 12-round contest at cruiserweight, anything from 176 to 200 pounds, man. Let's get into it. 12-round contest at, like I said, cruiserweight. It's Lawrence Okolie versus Chris Smith. Lawrence Okolie is 19-0, 14 KOs, 30 years of age, orthodox style fighter. He stands at 6'5" with an 82.5-inch reach from the UK. He is the WBO champ, and they call him the Sauce. This is his nickname, man. All right, let's get into his opponent, Chris Smith. Chris Smith is 17-1, 12 KOs, 32 years of age. He's orthodox style fighter. He stands at 6'3". He's from the UK, and honestly, I've never heard of Chris Smith, man. Yeah, man. I feel like Lawrence Okolie should make easy work of somebody I never heard of, Chris Smith. I heard Chris Smith been talking big shit. He said he's going to embarrass Lawrence Okolie, though. But yeah, man, I ain't never heard of you, so I doubt it. But yeah, man, I think Lawrence Okolie should get this win, man. He's big as hell at the weight, 6'5". He has a hell of a reach. So if he could just use his reach and use his jab, he can make the fight easy and get Chris Smith out of there, man. Which I fully expect him to do. Quick prediction, I say 8th round KO win for Lawrence Okolie, getting that win. All right, let's talk about the next card I want to talk about. It's going to be a 12-round contest at featherweight. Featherweight is 126 pounds. No, it's for the IBF featherweight belt. All right, this card is also going to be on Saturday, May 27th, ESPN Plus. This fight is going to come on at 2 p.m. Eastern time. 2 p.m. Eastern time is title fight. All right, it's Luis Alberto Lopez versus Michael Conlan. Luis Alberto Lopez is 27-2, 15 KOs, 29 years of age. He stands at 5'4" with a 66.5-inch reach. He's from Mexico. He beat Josh Warrington in his last fight to become champ. Luis Alberto Lopez. His opponent, Michael Conlan. Michael Conlan is 18-1, 9 KOs, 31 years of age. He stands at 5'8" with a 69-inch reach. He's from Ireland. So it's a hometown fight for him. The fight is in Ireland, if I didn't state it. Yeah, his only loss came versus Lee Wood. Lee Wood actually KO'd him out the ring after Conlan was winning the whole fight from 1-12, man. He was dominating Lee Wood, but he actually, had a mental lapse in the 12th round and paid for it, man, tremendously. I feel like this is going to be a good fight. Quick prediction, I feel like Mauricio Alberto Lopez should be able to, get the job done. He will be able to get the job done and remain champ versus Michael Conlan. I'll say a 8th round KO win for Luis Alberto Lopez, getting that win. All right, that's it for the fight cards. It's going to happen over the weekend, upcoming weekend, Saturday, May 27th. It's going to be a okay weekend of boxing. Few DAZN cards. You know what I said about DAZN cards. Undercards be poo. But the main events are championship fights, man. Got a couple championship fights at the featherweight division. Then you got a championship fight at the cruiserweight division. So tune in if you can. All right, other news. Ryan Garcia has left Joe Goosen after losing to Gervonta Tank Davis and found a new home with trainer Derek James, man, trainer of the year last year. Derek James, Errol Spence's trainer, and undisputed champion of the world at 154 pounds. Jermell Charlo's trainer, man. So I feel like it's a good move for Ryan Garcia. If, he sticks it out and don't keep jumping shit, man. I mean, we were with Eddie Reynoso. I forget who he was with before Eddie Reynoso. He was with him. Then he was with Eddie Reynoso. Then he was with Joe Goosen. Now he with Derek James, man. So who you going to be with next? You need to stay put, and learn whatever your trainers are trying to teach you. Keep an open ear. Don't think you know it all. And, and learn, like I said, man. But it was a good move. Derek James is a hell of a trader. I think he can help Ryan Garcia tremendously, man. And Ryan Garcia, like everybody's seen and everybody know, he's a big social media star and he's a big pay-per-view attraction, man. So that was a good move for Derek James, man. I feel like it will pay off for Ryan Garcia. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, people. Rob's World of Boxing. Yeah.